Hey everyone, welcome to my first impression of Skyrim. Now I really wasn't quite sure how I was going to bring this game to you, whether I was going to do, a first impression and a review like I normally do, or whether I was going to do playthrough videos, because there is just so much content in this game. This game has incredible depth. There is just so much to talk about, so much to show you, and that's very difficult it's a very difficult game to review properly, and I certainly didn't want to review it until I have finished playing the game at least once. And I don't just mean racing through the main missions, I mean following a character path and building your character and discovering other parts of the story, beside the main mission, doing some side missions and things. But anyway, this is just the first impression, so not really getting into the technical side or details or anything, just my basic opinions so far now. I could take on this giant and mammoth just for the hell of it, but I won't. So I haven't played any of the previous games, okay, so I really had very little idea what I was stepping into, although I have watched all the Skyrim videos, and that's why I took a lot of interest in this game, because it just looked amazing, and also because my mates say that the past games were absolutely incredible and they spent hundreds of hours playing them. I was looking forward to something that I could spend, months playing, even a year playing, and a game with depths, not like these single player FPS games where you just spend 5 hours and then that's the end of them. It's great while you're playing it, it's great fun, but when it's over it's very disappointing, because you've spent, this is what I find personally, you've spent all that money on the game and it's over all of a sudden. But then there is the multiplayer aspect as well, which can keep you occupied for a long time. But it's great to have variety of different games to play.
It's not like my poaching. Take a look. All right then.
So, I'll talk about my character path. I'm a high elf, I think. I forget all the names. I'm really bad with names, so forgive me if I get the names wrong. And at the beginning you can design your character, the shape of their face, what they look like and everything. I've just been enjoying the game so much. I always...
Alright, hand over your valuables, or I will gut you like a fish.
Yeah, right.
Nice try, but you do not scare me.
This guy's gonna die,
I am not
reckon.
going to ask again. Don't you walk away from me. Never should have come here.
It's tough. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm a high elf and I've chosen the path of the mage, basically. The path of magic. And I really did want to do a lot of the side missions. I wanted this game to keep me occupied for a long time, but I was kind of plowing through the game and I was really enjoying the storyline. The main storyline. So none of the side missions really took my fancy until I got to Winterhold, which is where the mage's college is. And now I've started side missions, and I'm just so glad I went off the main storyline and started the side missions, because it is just incredible. The depth of this game is incredible. It's mind-blowing. I am just really enjoying all the extra story. Yeah, you would not believe how much I'm enjoying it. It's just, you know, the mystery. It's really interesting. The side missions that I'm doing, they're huge. They take a long time to complete. The depth of the game really surprised me. Once I stepped out of the main story, I mean, as I said, I had trouble stepping out of it because it was just so interesting. I really didn't want to step out of it. I'm actually just having a bit of trouble recording here. As soon as I start recording, my FPS just drops through the floor, and my mouse sensitivity, like vertical, like halves. Well, it feels like 30% vertical, and anyway, yeah, it's just giving me a little bit of trouble. So anyway, I'm just on one of the side missions now for the Mages College, Winterhold, in Winterhold. I'm trying to learn as much magic as I can because that's my interest, and you know, the story really interests me as well. I want to learn more about it. So that's, you know, with a game like this, there is so much depth and so much content that you kind of it kind of gets stressful for people that are not used to it.
Find
you get the feeling that you want to experience
inoculary
all of it, because if you don't experience all of it, then you're not properly experiencing the game. Okay, but that's not true. What you have to remember, you know, that's what happens, the sort of attitude that you get if you're used to playing linear games. This game is, you know, it's designed so that everyone has a different experience, and every time you play it, it's different. So you will experience, you know, what you are meant to experience, depending on how you play it. And yeah, I like magic, so I've chosen that path, and that's what I want to learn about. And as I've said, I just kept playing through the single player until I found something that interested me. You know, playing through the story. Something that interested me. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to use my whirlwind shout here. I should talk about this. This is all my magic here. Being, you know, there's all different characters, races that you can choose, and they all have different attributes, sorry. And, you know, these are basically my attributes, but it doesn't matter what character you choose, there's, you know, you will learn these shouts, and these come from the dragons. That's what the storyline is, is based around, is the dragons coming back, and you are dragonborn, and so you have to fight the dragons. And yeah, every time you fight a dragon, you absorb their soul, you take their power, and then you're able to use that soul for another shout. Apparently, there's many different shouts. I don't know how many there are, but you can find them all around the world, and you can learn them from, anyway, I won't go into details, but you can basically either learn them or read them. Okay, so but you need a dragon soul to unlock the shout, and you get a dragon soul by killing a dragon, and then you absorb its soul. And being dragonborn, you're the only person who can do that. You're very special, and basically the dragons are, actually, I better not give away too much of the storyline, but there's one dragon that you need to fight, and I'm basically, in the main storyline, I'm finding out how to fight him. I'm trying to keep it very vague because I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, that's about as much as I've gathered, as much as I want to talk about of what I've experienced in the storyline so far. But it's extremely involved, and all the side quests you know, surround it perfectly. And there they are. This game just has incredible detail. Like I'm just about to level up again, so almost level 13. There we go. Level 13. At this point in time, I have no idea how many levels there are in the game. I expect there's the hell of a lot. I really should be varying the magic that I'm using instead of just always doing the same thing. Scrap metal. A soldier. Cool. Restoration. Spend a lot of time back, you know, playing around with my magic. Wow, that's cool. Looks like a trap. So I've actually forgotten exactly what I need to do on this quest. Let me see. Okay, so that's the quest that I'm on. Revealing the unseen. But yeah, it is mind-blowing how deep this game is, how much content it has, and it's just, you know, it's so fun. It's great to be able to have a game like this to play, you know, as well as all the other, like I play a lot of Battlefield, and you know, you play that fast-paced stuff, the hardcore action. It's great. It's great for a while, but when you need a little bit of a change and you want to play something, it's, I call this game more relaxing. You can do whatever you want in this game. Shout then. I actually only know one word of that particular shout. It's like fire breath or something. There's 3 words to each shout. Each word makes it more powerful. The first word is just, yeah. So it's basically, each shout is in 3 parts. And as I've mentioned, they come from the dragons. There's, you know, a lot of different aspects of the game. There's alchemy, there's enchanting, you know, you can enchant items like armor and weapons. There's also, I forgot what it's called, but basically it's smithing. You know, you can improve items. Guy's tough as well. So the only 3-word spell that I've got so far is Unrelenting Force. Let's pop that. I didn't use all 3 of them then. You have to hold the key down to use all 3. Okay, I'll show you the leveling up system. Might go for some more destruction because I don't use weapons, I just use magic. It's just, you know, the way I play. just constantly exploring, finding items to make you more wealthy and powerful, basically. Anyway, I think I might leave it there. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do it from here on in. I might have some little playthrough videos and things, but there will be a review at some point. You know, once I feel like I've played enough of the game to be able to bring you, you know, a real review, because my opinion, I have a strong opinion about this. You cannot have an opinion on something unless you've fully experienced it. So, that looks like a trap to set. So yeah, I'll make sure that I've fully experienced this game before I... might just show you some of my conjuration. I spend a lot of time in here, you know, changing around my spells. Alright, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and favourite if you want to see more.